Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by for the first time. In this video, I'll be sharing my experience on how I got my first 100 subscribers on this channel. So I do some motovlogs, I do some motorcycle reviews, a bit of car stuff as well, and I'll be breaking it down into 5 tips that hopefully will help you and that you can implement in some of your own videos in the near future. So I just wanted to start off by saying thank you to my first 100 subscribers. In the grand scheme of things, I know this isn't a lot, but I really appreciate it. We're on my Yamaha MT-07 today, equipped with the Akrapovic exhaust, the carbon full system, and I'll link the close-up and walk-around video of this bike up above if you're interested in that. One thing you might notice is I try to see things from a lot of different perspectives, so you might hear some things around design thinking or startup methodologies, or some things just might sound familiar for you. But without further ado, let's jump straight into those 5 tips. So the first one being is just around creating videos and just getting started in the beginning. You might not hear a lot of people say this, but I want you to make bad videos. So what happened with me is I started this channel in early 2020. I think it was like really late 2019 after my first year of riding, and I dabbled in a few videos just to start off to learn the video editing process, which is kind of tricky from scratch, and I just uploaded whenever I felt like it. I did hide my sub count in the beginning because I was embarrassed to have like 2 subscribers, but I just enabled it again and kind of embraced it. But going back to the videos, so 2 things around this is I try to take a very they call it prototyping or MVP, or minimum viable product in the startup world, but I just find that it's really hard to get things started and figure out what type of content you'll want to make, and then it's really easy to start overthinking things as well. So honestly, I think it's just best to start putting stuff out, see what sticks, see what doesn't, and then I remember I came up with all these video ideas for channels and I just never followed through with them. So I really think that it's just much better to prototype, just throw something together. It doesn't have to be perfect, and then just get something out, get feedback from the comments through likes, see what kind of likes and dislikes you get, and then which videos get a lot of views as well. I really think it's beneficial to see this as like an iterative process. So once you have your first few videos in the bag, what I mean by iterating is just doing a little bit and reevaluating, doing a little bit more, reevaluating, and then implementing that. So I really think it's important to treat your feedback like gold, because it'll really help you make videos that your viewers will actually come back for. So yeah, number 1 around starting videos, make bad videos, and just put out not perfect videos in the beginning, because you'll just learn a lot by doing that, and you won't really have that analysis paralysis. So number 2 is around consistent uploads. It wasn't until the start of this year, so now in 2021, that I committed to a consistent upload schedule. So I said to myself, I'll aim to upload 1 video per week, and I also think that it's important that I try to upload the same day of the week at the same time. So for me, it's Thursday or Fridays at around 3 p.m. That's what I do. It's what works for me, and so you can choose whatever works for you. Whether or not this helps with the algorithm, I think it just helped me stay accountable with setting time aside to actually make and upload videos, especially when I started to advertise that in my channel banner. I just said weekly uploads, that's what you can expect if you subscribe. That really put things into perspective, and I just kind of had that deadline a little bit stricter on myself. So I think that with more uploads, you definitely get more opportunities for viewers to watch your videos, and then if someone watches multiple videos that you've uploaded, I really think that they're more likely to subscribe. At least that's what it's like for me when I watch other motorcycle or car channels. And even if your channel doesn't grow with these consistent uploads, you'll definitely become more efficient at making videos, so that's a huge positive either way. Jumping over to tip number 3, that would be around responding to your comments. So I see this as a huge opportunity to actually understand your users or your customers. So in this case, it would be viewers. So even when I was at like my first 10 or 50 subscribers, the lens I tried to see my channel through was that this is really a community. Like, you know, it's small. Communities start out small and then, you know, they grow over time. So that's kind of the lens that I looked through it as. And what I can't stress enough is that replying to comments like in a timely manner is really important. So honestly, I don't even have my push notifications enabled. In fact, I pretty much disable all of them on my phone. But I just check YouTube every so often, before I go to bed or just before I start work, every so often, just to see if anyone's left a comment on one of my videos, and then I'll reply to it normally within the day, if not the next. So whether it's someone complimenting your bike or the job that you did on your video, or a lot of the time they're actually asking for help or advice if they should buy a certain bike, in my with my videos at least. So, you know, if they took the time to watch and leave a comment, I think the least that I could do is help them out. So I think another community building tip is to just try and continue the conversation by asking a follow-up question to your comments. I always look to the comments for video ideas, and I get advice all the time from comments from viewers and just overall things I can learn from. In my opinion, comments they're really key. So number 4, thumbnails. You've probably heard this one a million times from other people, but it's really, really important. However, one thing that I really disagree with is that, you know, all these people say that you have to have high quality photos taken from, you know, a DSLR or mirrorless, and I really don't think that's the case depending on the niche. So for motovlogs and car videos, I personally like seeing thumbnails that is an actual preview of what I'm going to watch. So for me personally, the point of view style screen grabs from my GoPro have worked just fine. Just make sure if you can, just spend a little bit of time editing the photo to make it stand out a little bit. However, don't go overboard. I really think that less is more when it comes to photo editing and video editing as well. Try to limit your text on your thumbnails to about 4 to 6 words, and then also make sure it's readable from far away. So what I do is when I'm making a thumbnail, I shrink it down to 10%, pretending it's someone's on their phone and they're just looking at this thumbnail if they can actually read the text. So and then also make sure the placement isn't going to be covered by YouTube's elements, so like this. I don't go as far as A/B testing my thumbnails, but I do look back to see which thumbnails performed better than others, and then, you know, just really quickly skim things like conversion rates, click-through rates, depending on the thumbnail. And then I only got into video editing recently, but I've been taking photos for a while, so feel free to DM me on Instagram if you have any questions around taking photos, and I can try my best to help. I'm not a professional or anything, but I think around composition and things like that, there are a couple of tips I can point out. So yeah, feel free to message me on Instagram if you'd like, or drop a comment below. And then the last tip is just number 5, be patient. Honestly, this is pretty cliche, but it really does take time. I've heard this a lot, and I'm starting to believe it's pretty true, but the first 100 subscribers for me was definitely the hardest, and my channel isn't big by any means. I'm really just getting started, but it's kind of like the way compound interest works, I think. Once I got my first 100 subscribers, going from 100 to 200 was much quicker than I had expected. I think I did that within 28 days or something like that. That's because I already had a handful of videos that were continuing to get views. So what I have found to be effective is just going back to the point that I mentioned about consistent uploads. You'll notice that you'll become quicker. You're going to find the process a bit more enjoyable, and then some of the tools like, you know, your video editing software, your thumbnails, whatever you use for that, and also even just the upload process on YouTube will all start to feel really familiar. So I did start this channel almost as like a motorcycle journal, so that I can look back and relive some of the rides that I did. on specific bikes that I've owned. So even if I was the only one watching my videos, I think I'd be happy. And then if other people came and they subscribed, I think that would be nice. So that's been a really nice plus. But in terms of the direction I want to take this channel, you know, I'm kind of into car stuff, I'm kind of into bike stuff. I'm just going to start experimenting, and then, you know, from there, seeing what people likes and how they react. Then I'll make videos according to that. But, you know, in conclusion, yeah, there's a bunch of other things I learned in the past 3 months of uploading these videos on YouTube. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, just let me know. And if you're here for the first time, please consider subscribing, as always. And if you're familiar with the channel, you're always welcome back here, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this ride, and as always, let me know in the comments if there are ways I can improve, and or if there's specific types of videos you want to see from me. But until next time, I'll catch you in the next week's video. So thanks again for watching, and ride safe.